What's up, good people? Louthewritersports back with you once again. Hope everybody out there taking care of themselves, staying safe, basically living their lives. All right, this is my today. We're gonna pick some college football games since the season really starts tomorrow. Like you already had a couple of games. Already start the season with Illinois versus Nebraska. Then you had Hawaii versus UCLA. But the real big major game goes start tomorrow with um with Ohio State versus Minnesota. Then you got Miami versus Alabama, Clemson versus Georgia, Florida State versus Notre Dame. Then you got Louisville versus Ole Miss. But I want to break down a couple of these games and do a whole lot of picking. Supposed to have somebody for John through the King supposed to hopefully stop by joining me. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. First game I want to talk about is Ohio State and first game I want to talk about is Ohio State and Minnesota. Ohio State is coming back and starting the season off after playing the national championship game, where basically they got their ass handed to them by Alabama. They want to tell you the game was close, but really that was a mismatch. Now Justin Fields is gone up in the NFL, and Ohio State basically breaking in a new quarterback who they say right now is probably going to be better than Justin Fields, who is it means different. But when it all comes down to it, I think Ohio State is going to probably end up winning that game. I say at least 37-24. Yeah, everybody picking Minnesota to make the upset pick, but I'll really see that coming. Another game I'd like to talk about is the Miami versus Alabama game. Alabama coming off another national championship win, and Miami, who mainly the other Dolphins team, who people think may end up going there upsetting Alabama. I don't know why. It's Alabama football. Nick Saban, the Alabama Crimson Tide football team has been dominating for the last 10 to 15 years so far. But I understand why people are saying that because Miami's fast-paced offense, and Darren King was a played great quarterback last year. And they thinking that because Alabama is breaking in new players for their defense and for the for the defense, and they're also breaking in a new quarterback and got a new offense coordinator with Tom O'Brien, that Alabama may have a little bit of trouble. But to me, I feel like that game is going to be probably a little bit close in the probably in the first half because you got a new quarterback. They run a new type of offensive scene. It's going to take them a little bit while to get that thing going. But when it comes to Alabama, if you can't stop that running game, game's over. I think a sophomore got the starting job. He was the freshman last year. In fact, let me add a couple of y'all to the panel if y'all want to come up and talk about these games. But like right now, it's like a if I remember right, Alabama's like a 2 touchdown favorite over Miami right now, and Miami gonna be motivated to try to take out the #1 team in the country. Because Alabama is gonna be #1 in the games at 3:30. Um, they're gonna be highly motivated to defeat Alabama. Which I don't see it. I don't see it happen because the first game of the season, Alabama gonna probably struggle at first, but when they get in that groove, it's game over right there. Like I said, I think Alabama's gonna win that game probably 30, 38-24. I think Alabama, and I think this Caden and their defense is gonna do enough to basically take down Miami. Now, the third game I want to talk about is Georgia, Georgia and Georgia and Clemson. Clemson, favorite all-time son, Trevor Lawrence, is gone to the NFL. He's now playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Clemson is lost a lot of key guys on their defense, but they still got a good, strong linebacking core. And in Georgia, like great defensively, offensively, it's always questionable. But Georgia, Georgia is a strong defensive team who can probably end up dominating when they want to. And plus Georgia, old Clemson for the last couple of years, like they had tight football games. Like when it comes down to it, I see and it comes to breaking in a new quarterback. I got Georgia win this game. I say at least 30-27. What up, 300? I think Georgia defense is going to be the main reason why Clemson can't won't be able to move the ball that much as they normally do. And I think Georgia is going to be the hit. It's going to be a team this year in college football because it may be Curtis Smart's best chance for him to probably make the moves in the SEC and probably once and for all defeat Alabama with was had never gone well since Kirby Smart been there. Because every time you faced Nick Saban and you had the opportunity to beat him, Nick Saban comes out of nowhere and still wins. Another game I like to talk about is that Notre Dame versus Florida State game. As of right now, Brian Kelly had not picked a starting quarterback for that game. But Notre Dame is bringing back a strong defense. You call it strong because every time Notre Dame look like they got a strong defense, they get their hit. They do okay against lesser opponents, but when they have to face a real strong team, they get beat up. And the Florida State, they're not the same Florida State that we used to know when Bobby Bowden was there. Rest in peace to Bobby Bowden, who has passed away this past offseason. Keep him and his family in prayers. But I would not be surprised to have a moment of silence for Bobby Bowden before the game starts. But the way I see a game, I think Notre Dame is going to beat Florida State. Salute Ty Rudolph. I think Notre Dame is a better team than Florida State right now because even though Florida State still getting the top recruits to come there, they're not giving the result that the old Florida State teams are giving. Like when Aaron Brooks, Deion Sanders, Charlie Ward, and put the quarterback situation. Plus, you got the transfer from UC Central Florida came in, who haven't played football, I think, for the last 2 years since he had that broken leg. Like it got so bad that Tupper Curley, who it got so bad that Tupper's Curley's little brother left the program because he came in the intention thinking he's gonna be starting quarterback, and it didn't turn out that way. So I got Notre Dame winning the game. I say at least 35 to 20. I don't think Florida State offense is going to be enough to keep up with Notre Dame, and I think Brian Kelly in that Notre Dame offense is way better than Florida State defense right now. And I think he's gonna come up with a great game plan to beat the Seminoles. Now the only game I know, the only game on Monday night going on at the Mercedes-Benz is the Wolf and the Ole Miss game. The whole nation is going to be watching that game because after watching so many college football games on Saturday and on Sunday, everybody wants to see what Satterfield once again get this Cardinal team a win over the SEC team, and you got Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss with their dynamic offense, and they's hoping basically everybody's hoping this Monday night game from Louisville and Ole Miss is going to be like a shootout game because both defenses sucks. I can say that. Both the offenses are great, and I gotta be honest, I can't be a homer. When it comes down to this game, whoever don't turn the ball over is going to probably end up winning this game. And right now, I gotta be honest, like the way I saw Ole Miss last year when they faced SEC teams and putting up points, and you got having when the quarterback coming back for another year. I say Ole Miss wins this game at least 42-38. Because Satterfield still got a whole lot of questions, and it's gonna be hard for me seeing these guys play for him next year. Play for him because he did entertain this offseason trying to go taking interviewing for South Carolina. Who knows if he does have a great season this year, if he ain't gonna try to lead the program to be a head coach somewhere else. So that's the games I got Ohio State over Minnesota. I got Notre Dame over Florida State. I got Georgia over the Clemson. I got Alabama over Miami. I got Ole Miss over Louisville. If there's any more games y'all want to come in and talk about, the link is I'm put the link in the chat room once again. Those are main games who I think the nations are going to be watching, and people probably going to be paying more attention to. But there's still a whole lot of questions concerning this college football season. Basically, it's going to be probably about can Jim Harbaugh trying to get over the hump with this Mr. Wolverine football program. Yeah, who does LSU play? Who does LSU play on Tyree Love? I forgot. Because last year was a rebuilding year. I think this year is going to be probably way better than last year. Salute J Mac. Like the SEC is gonna be something this year because everybody feel like they finally got a chance to overtake Alabama and probably intend to go to the college football playoffs because they think Alabama is kind of weak this year. Yeah, I saw the UCLA on Hawaii game, but it's Hawaii, man. UCLA got to prove to me that they can actually go a whole season and 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 basically win. That's on Jim Harbaugh never having a five-star quarterback. Like since he's been there, he never had at least a decent quarterback. Other than that year, they almost Other than that year, they lost their game to Michigan State because all the punter guy had to do that year was punt the ball. They would have won the game, but they lost their game. I believe right overtime. So the question got to be asked: like, can Georgia, Florida, Auburn, and I say Texas A&M finally overtake Alabama in the SEC this year? I'm a Louisville fan. I think the only team that can overtake Alabama family this year is probably Georgia. But Georgia is bringing back a whole lot of starters. Kentucky got a whole lot of issues going on this year with their football program. We got two coaches who got in trouble with the law. One coach was in trouble with Bobby Crane was not at Louisville no more. You got one coach who got in trouble with domestic abuse, and his wife, even though his wife dropped the case, saying nothing really happened. Fans are adding the coaches to get rid of him. And you got another coach who got a DUI not once but two times. So and plus you had a guy who came in, a 5-star quarterback transfer out because another quarterback came in there and took the starting spot. So Kentucky got a whole lot of issues right now. So I don't know what type of season they're gonna have. They're breaking in another offensive coordinator because the last offensive coordinator got into it with the head coach, talking about he a defensive guy, and he said like you're an asshole. Back they went, and he's saying you don't know how to call offense. You don't know. So the head coach don't give a fuck about the offense. He wants that offensive coordinator to run the ball instead of Pat throwing the ball, and let his defense do all the rest. So, but last year, the whole COVID situation did take away a whole lot of games. Like right now, the things going on in the NFL, they getting rid of players who don't get vaccinated and cutting them. Yes. hey, if Curry Smart don't get it done this year, then you got one if he gonna be on the hot seat because think about all the great teams that he had since he been there in Georgia, and he can't. And the thing he cannot ever do is beating that Saban and that Alabama team. He should at least have beat them at least one time already. In Georgia is bringing back a whole lot of starters and a whole lot of guys from last year's team. So your Curry Smart, he may be on the hot seat because you got to try to do something for once. What up, Jacob? You're right about that. Well, it's a tight end for Georgia's out for the game. I think that game against Clemson, you gotta make a statement. That's gotta be a statement game for Georgia to show the whole nation that they ready to finally be a national championship team this year. But what y'all think Steve Sarkisian gonna do at Texas this year? You think he gonna be a great head coach? Because he wasn't so great at USC. Yeah, he was there, but you remember the reason he got fired because he loved to drink, and he had to spend a couple of years over at Alabama being the offensive coordinator before he can get another head coaching job. You think he gonna finally turn Texas football around? It mainly been a problem in Texas. Like they hire a new coach, they don't give them no type of no time to them.
What up, Lou?
What up, man?
Nah, what do you think about Satterfield?
It's hard for me to trust Satterfield right now, man.
What
Because
you mean?
last year he interviewed for the South Carolina job without telling nobody. And we wondering if he goes out here and wins like 9, 10 games, is he gonna like jump try to leave the program?
You know he gonna leave. They look at that as a stepping stone. Them type of job. I mean,
Yeah, I know. And we
I
get
mean,
sick.
Braun would even come back to Louisville. So what that tell you? You know, he stayed in Purdue. You know, when he wouldn't even go back. Is that an indictment on the program itself or the school itself?
Well, right now the fans are mad at the board and the president and the AD for what they did to the basketball coach. So
Oh.
it's like the last 2 years ago, the governor appointed a new board, the new board, and the board we got right now is not doing a good job helping the program out.
So
I understand what you're saying. Louisville is a stepping stone job, but I thought all that's gonna change once we got in the ACC, but still the same old bullshit.
no, I'm saying no. I mean, you got to have a coach that want to be there. You know, and I don't know how to like I don't know how to recruit. You know, I know y'all got areas y'all recruit the Ohio and they coming to the ACC
Um,
area now.
they recruit Florida. Basically, this coach came from
I know where he came from.
basically his recruiting grounds all in the South.
Yeah, I know
We
where
end
he
up
came from.
we normally end up getting the guys who are like who got recruited by Florida State and Florida and Alabama. We end up getting the guys who are like the fourth, the third, the fourth guys who they didn't who they didn't want come to Louisville.
Oh yeah,
So,
I know I know about Satterfield. I know where he come from and stuff.
but
But a lot of those jobs, some coaches look as a stepping stone. If they can get a team in the right direction. Like I said, you got to
but
find when they really want to be there and really want to make something out the program.
but this is your Curry Smart to be able to win the national championship.
Yeah, they finally got a stable quarterback. I mean, it took them a while to get going last year. JT
We
Daniel.
look on True the King, and if Curry Smart don't get this done this year, man, he got to be on the hot seat.
Mm,
The
like I
only
said,
problem, the only problem Curtis Smart has almost every year he can't beat Alabama. That's the problem.
yeah, they should have won that national championship game that year.
Yeah, it's starting to be like It's starting to be like Jim Harbaugh problem. Like he can't get a quarterback and he can't beat Ohio State, and his fans like starting to get frustrated with him. But y'all the same fans who wanted Jim Harbaugh to be the head coach there.
Well, they don't know who I don't follow them that much, but I know they don't know who they want. They've been like since they had Bo Schembechler, they want them days back or whatever. Gary Muller, I guess that's what they want that coming back. But
They haven't had at least a decent team since they won when they won the share of a national championship back in I think it was 1997 with Charles Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the year. But I don't know. It's gonna take a lot for them to get back what it was. I mean, like I said, you need a quarterback that get it started. You get a quarterback, you get players to come in and they want to play for your team or whatever.
Like they still get the defense there. Just the offense is just been questionable since he's been there.
Yeah. Look, you don't really think Florida State gonna be a 500 team this year, do you?
All the issues they've been having there since the last head coach left, they haven't had a decent team since James Winston left and the head coach left. Like since those guys left, they had like two head coaches, and yeah, still keep getting the top recruits, but some reason they can't. And now looking like the old Florida State programs.
I don't think they had a top 10 recruiting class in the last 5 years or so.
And plus, that starting quarterback who broke his leg for Central Florida is supposed to be the starting quarterback this year.
Yeah, I saw that. But he hadn't played ball in damn near 3 years.
Like Florida, I remember when Florida State used to be on the level of Clemson. Like they're not on that level no more.
Yeah,
Cause remember when Clemson played Florida State almost just dominate Clemson all the time. Remember?
Yeah, at one point in time, yeah. Yeah, at one point in time, then they got their number.
Now that Clemson is basically dominating the ACC every year, it's hard to me to see a team actually overtake them unless they play. And plus, Notre Dame is back on independent.
We'll see.
Like unless North Carolina do something.
Yeah, that's what I like, but we'll see. They're gonna be better, a whole lot better than they were last year. Even though they lost the two tailbacks and 2 receivers. That defense gonna be a whole lot better. A whole lot better. They got a front. They can rotate their front 4 out. They can go almost 3 deep in rotations with their front 4. So they can keep putting fresh bodies at you on defense.
You don't think Miami gonna be way better than them this year?
Better than who?
Florida State.
Oh shit. Yeah, Florida State. I thought you were talking about North Carolina.
I'm talking about Miami. You think Miami gonna be way better than some of the teams this year? Because Miami run that quick pace, fast paced offense, and Darren King, he's the most underrated quarterback in college football right now.
If they can't stop the run, they ain't beating nobody. I don't care what they do, what kind of offense they run. They can't stop the run. They got to learn. They got to stop the run. And I think that's what Alabama's going to concentrate on doing in that game, running the football on. So I don't know. The dude he come off of ACL in January, December, end of December. Come off of ACL injury, so I don't know. I don't think he's underrated. I think everybody know about him, even when he was at Houston.
Florida State 93 is the best ever. Second 96. What about that 99 team? They was.
Oh man, my partner, they beat that 93 team. They beat the Florida State 93 team.
But that 99 team with Peter Ward, Chris Winkie, Travis Minor. They beat Michael Vick in the national championship game this year.
Virginia Tech wasn't that good. I don't know how the hell they playing the weak ass Big East. I got to go to the '93 team, man. What? Well, they try to set the team with James and Kevin Benjamin and those guys were maybe I don't see it, but they said maybe they was the best team Florida State ever had.
That 93 team had stars on that team. They had Booker, Charlie Ward, Ward Dunn, Pooh Bird Williams, with Dugans on that team.
Ron Dugans, no. Ron Dugans played with
Yeah, right. He played with Peter Ward.
Yeah.
Whew, that night, like I remember back in the 90s, it was kind of it was fun to watch Florida State off football.
Yeah, Notre Dame beat him in '93. Hey, Jacob, go look at the highlights of my homeboy I was telling you about, Jeff Burris. He had a couple touchdowns against them. He dropped about 3 picks though. But yeah, they '93 Florida State squad, they were loaded. They had a bunch of loaded squads. They would lose Miami by missing field goals. Yeah, missing field goals.
Shit, that's still the case today.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost. They messed up a bunch of them against Florida State. I'm saying Florida State wide right. That was.
I think I heard Madden's out right now. I think they got those old Florida State teams on Madden this year.
I don't know. I don't play it. I hadn't played in a long time though. It's been a long time since I played. But it's been a few years. Like 18, 19, 18, yeah, something right now.
Yeah, I stopped playing Madden once they stopped making college football.
Oh, that's coming back. I think that'll be back.
14.
Nah, they coming back with a new. They about to come out with a new one. College football.
They say, but I believe it when I see
it. That's a fact. You ain't got to believe it. That's a fact because they got it. They created a deal with that name, image, and likeness stuff. That's a fact.
Guys, I'm not playing Madden until a new college football game come out.
I don't know if it'll be next year or what, but it's coming back.
They say it's supposed to be in 2021.
No, I think it'll be 2022 because they just came up with the deal like the end of last year. So yeah, it's coming back out. I like playing it more than I like playing Madden anyway. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I miss playing competition on college, that EA Sport college football, man. I used to play different people, different countries every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
but next week, man, we all gotta get together with these NFL picks.
Who you with? You're a 49ers fan though.
But I'm picking all the big games that's going on. Like that New Orleans Green Bay game. And you got that the Cowboys the Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots game with basically you got a rookie quarterback against a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, that New England like I said that move picking them up. I'm like cutting Cam and moving Mac to a starting position, they can always draft another quarterback if he doesn't perform, because it doesn't cost as much money as it was before signing these
Belichick better hope that shit work though, because when Belichick does that, I'm like, yeah, like he always act like he's the smartest person in the room when he does that bullshit.
Well, like I said, Cam is sort of a headache, man.
Yeah, but he was a good veteran though.
So I mean, they probably got tired of some of the bull crap he was doing. Yeah. All right, Lou, I'm gonna slide out of here.
Hearing all these stories, like the reason why some of these players got cut because they not vaccinated.
Well, like I said, if you're playing quarterback, shit, that's a damn. They need you out there. That's something you got to think about. You playing that quarterback position.
Yeah, prayer to them people in New Orleans. I hope everybody's okay down there, and I hope they get back to life real soon down there, man. Like I know New Orleans not playing some of their home games down there, and I know a whole lot of people lost some power. Like, but it wasn't bad like Katrina though. And yeah, I can see it. I can see it happening. The Packers win 30-27. Like,
Yeah, the Saints. Yeah, the Saints going to Jacksonville to play. Tamarick Vanover. Yeah.
At first they were saying he's on the Cowboy Stadium, but now Jacksonville, they gonna probably grow. That's gonna probably be more sold out than the Jacksonville.
Well, they had sold a bunch of tickets when they signed Tim Tebow. People bid on him making that squad. They were using him as a marketing tool somewhat.
That was publicity stunt to me, man. Shit. He made one. He got cut. His jersey still sold over what 500,000 jerseys.
I don't know. I know it was a marketing tool. Yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna get out of here, bro. I gotta take care of something.
Yeah, I gotta take care of shit too, y'all. Yeah, I'm about to get out of myself, man. I gotta get this work done. But I want to thank everybody stopping by. Tyree Love, Polo, Jacob Jennings, J Mac. Who else stopped by? True the King. I want to thank everybody stopping by. I still want to do some NBA talk. I want to do some NBA talk later because there's a whole lot of things I want to break down. The whole Rondo going back to the Lakers. I really want to break it. And some of the it's still a whole lot of moves probably going to be made, and probably in the whole Ben Simmons situation. Like I still want to break that down. Other than that, thanks for the support. Thanks for coming by, and we can do this later on. All right, peace.